we had made the switch. We had to make it quarterback. I saw on the talk about what the 1,000-pound animal was, or whatever animal it was, is that we had to make some switches. The offensive line improved as the game went on. We were down, I think it was 27-6. So we actually held them to 3 points in the second half. But, first half, it took us a while on both sides of the ball just to get going. And it just was not the type of football that Penn State is used to playing. But at 0-4, we just got to get started. There's not much else to say. I mean, I had class, and of course I was trying to sneak and look in the back while class was going on to take a look at what's happening. And, and of course I was more encouraged. So I thought even on the offensive line, they made some changes, and they must have played, I want to say, probably 8-9 linemen on Saturday, which is good, but you got to find your best 5 people to play, and we'll see if any switches come up this week. But, tough loss, disappointing loss. It looks like the quarterback situation, there was a change, and we'll see how it happens. Jimmy, anything on defense? I mean, what do you say about defense? I'll let you handle that.
Man, we gave up too many points right off the bat. I think in terms of just looking how things flow, for what you said, big dude, I think we are seeing we're used to this. I know we say we're not used to seeing Penn State ball, but we actually are. Since Coach Franklin's been there, we have been known as being the second half team. The issues is that not only the issues are the stuff that I brought up the previous couple of weeks, which is the other teams is so focused right now. This is a chance to go in there and have, Goliath win of so on, what I'm saying? Where everyone's not just rooting for, I remember I always say no one roots for Goliath. So if you got the giant coming inside, everyone wants to play David and, knock him out. So it's football. It's competitive competition. It's recruiting and stuff on the line. It's a bunch of stuff on the line. So in this year, if you're able to go beat and say we beat Penn State, we able to say we knocked off Penn State last year or whatever. No one's going to be saying, hey, the COVID stuff and everything else. So it's just sad because I can't say we don't have the talent because we have the talent. Like you said, we only gave up 3 points. But, we're whether the offense isn't clicking and the defense is going on the field too much and everything else and so on. But to give up 27, it's an uphill battle. So I like to see the guys go out there and keep fighting, though. I would love to see a quarterback change, but like I said, I'm not going to, bash the guys and so on because it's not just one spot, because we can make a quarterback change and still have the offensive line get beat. We don't have a star running back. We lost Journey Brown. We don't have consistency. So just to see the guys keep fighting is more than is what I want to see. How you guys gonna finish? Right now you're 0-4. Can we win out? Now is when 1 week at a time comes in. It's not just about who's going to go play and who's going to turn pro and different stuff and so on. Because I'm sure shocking those guys don't want to leave like this. You're not trying to go 0 for the season. I mean, we already seen those guys over the year. Those guys we still have some players on the squad that won the Big Ten. So I'm sure there's pride there. I'll speak with Sheldon and those guys and like, hey, what's going on? They're just like, man, we're beyond the players only meeting. Like it's time to, suck it up, put on your big boy boots and go get it done.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Saw some glimmers of hope, man. I mean, the turnovers always kill you. Man, interceptions and fumbles and scooping them up for touchdowns, that'll kill you all the time. I was glad to see the team had some heart. They came back and fought, even towards the end. I was kind of unsure whether you should have, picked the field goal on the fourth quarter like that when you got that close. You still needed close to 10 for a first down because they still had time to get the ball back, which they did, and try to get out for the win. But I'd have taken that 3 and, then try to go back down again and get the score. But, it's a tough call. It's I can understand why you're trying to play, at least for, to try to get the win there. So tough calls, guys. It's just it's just been a difficult season. There's no way to look at it. Special teams play It's just, there's the consistency's not there. Long field goals, hey, that's kind of hit and miss. You don't know about that, but just the consistency of play just isn't there. And you're right, Jimmy. This is tough when it comes to the recruiting game. When these kids that we're looking to try to get to come here and they see Penn State playing this way, it makes the sell a lot tougher for Coach Franklin. And keeping the guys here is going to be the next thing you got to be concerned about because of the transfer portal and things like that. So, you think anything like that could emerge where guys want to go or not, Jimmy?
I think overall we're pretty fine, but here's what the thing is the Big Ten is good. I think what it is, I mean, we're not talking about, the NFC East, in the NFL, where everyone's, leading the division with 3 wins, Reality is this. This year, the only loss that was unexpected right now for me was the Indiana
That's
game.
Right.
I didn't think that. I mean, if you look, Nebraska went and they got, Scott Frost. And that guy came from UCF, and they was undefeated and so on. It's just a matter of time before he, started making, his impact in the Big Ten, especially with recruiting and so on. Prior to, this, Nebraska has always been a powerhouse. They fell off for a few years and so on, but Nebraska has some good tradition, So, and obviously he was a part of that. So I think, given some time, he's going to start making an impact, and he's going to start having the players that he, recruited and everything else and so on, and they're going to compete. The same thing with Maryland and Coach Loxley. Coach Loxley recruited me coming out of school, and he was passionate and everything else and so on. And I know I'm rooting for the guy. Obviously I'm not rooting for him against Penn State, but I know he knows what it takes to win, and I know he has a desire to win. We'd never, ever questioned the athletic ability of the Maryland players. It was just if the coaching staff and if the players can keep their head together so they don't drop the ball in the fourth quarter and lose the game. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like certain teams. Like when I was in the NFL, when we played Detroit, we knew that Detroit was going to play you hard the first 2.5 quarters. Third quarter they're going to start getting tired and so on, and that's when we have to turn it up because they're gonna start fading the third quarter, and then they're going to blow the fourth quarter. We knew that. So just certain teams like Maryland, who was doing that in the past and so on, and I think obviously they put it together. They're going to start putting it together. We weren't expecting to beat Ohio State, but we knew it was going to be a close fight. And this Nebraska game. So going forward right now, we should technically be 1-3, possibly. So if we just keep fighting, just keep seeing where it could be, hopefully we can end up in I don't know how the bowl season is going to work this year, but hopefully we can make at least a decent bowl, because you only need 6 wins. And it's kind of like this. I mean, I think Penn State still has respect. We just have an off year. So if we get 6 wins or so on, I think we're going to get some kind of bowl.
I hope so. I don't know how that's going to play out, man. The timing of everything.
Yeah.
And just even right now, the virus craze, any moment somebody could pull the plug on something. It's madness right now. It is really, the world's gone mad. And wow, there's definitely potential. And I think you're spot on with what you said there, Jimmy. With what we see, it's tough to have a team rally around. The quarterback situation. Hey, you got 2 guys that are going to be competing now week after week, and that's good. I hope the team can regardless of who's in at any position, be able to put an all-out effort, and I think that's going to make a difference at the end of the day. We'll see what happens here. Iowa's next.
I always feel a certain way when teams there's no other way to say it. I always feel a certain way when teams piss off the quarterback gods. And I'm being honest with you. If you really look at history, whenever teams do their quarterback wrong, they struggled for years with at quarterback.
Wow.
You know, if you look at how, I mean, think about it. Go back. I mean, I'll go back to Steve McNair, how they got him out of there for Vince Young. And then now, finally, they went through Mariota. They went through Vince Young. They went through all these quarterbacks and so on. The same thing happened with the Cardinals. Jacksonville. Look at Jacksonville. They did, who was it, Brunell? They did him wrong and so on. Then they ended up doing Byron Leftwich wrong with Garrod and everything else and so on. And then, look, who got Minshew now or so on. The same thing with Denver and everything else. So you just have to just watch. Once you piss the quarterback guys off, it's a wrap. And the way I feel like this is, I think Tommy Stevens paid his dues at Penn State, and he should have been named the starting quarterback. You know, I think he paid his dues. I think he came in there. He was a number one player out of his state. We ended up getting him. He came in here. They used him as a slash guy and everything else and so on. And then now when it's his chance to start, you say, nah, we got to go a different direction. And then you win a direction with a guy that's not even as talented as him. And think about what we based him as a starter for. We based him as a starter because of his 40-yard dash, how fast he got during the winter workouts, you know? So It's just like, you know, I mean, like the stuff that I be hearing, did you know we had a chance of getting Justin Fields before he went to Ohio State?
I did hear that.
Oh, man.
I did hear that.
Wow.
Yeah, that he wanted to come to Penn State and we didn't take him.
Whoa. Oh man, that's not good.
Yeah. So like I said, it's like from my position, once you start pissing the quarterback guys up, pissing them off, it's starting being like, all right, hold up, you did Tommy wrong, you did this, you did so on, you had a chance to get this guy. You know, now granted, I'm not saying Fields will have the career that he's having, you know, or season that he's having at Ohio State, but it's still like, think about that. You have a chance to get him and you deny him?
Wow. Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, and it could affect who else goes to Penn State. I mean, that's the part that I think people are missing, having him here and seeing who would follow Fields there, you know, rather than go to Ohio State. We may have some of those players. We may have some of those offensive and defensive linemen. People don't – I see what you're saying, Jimmy. I had to think through what you were saying. But, yeah, it's – those folks are the key people to not just understanding who the talent is, but the folks that can come in and make an impact right away. I think that's – like I said, it's a shame, like I said, especially with the offensive line. I'm struggling as to why they're struggling so much because this is the same unit basically as last year, and I just don't get it, you know. And the penalties they're getting, I saw, and Lord knows, Scooby, forgive me if you hear you, CJ, he makes a great block. He pancakes the guy. And then Jimmy, you know the rules. You pancake. You got to give him reasonable time to get up, and he's talking and he's in. Yeah. Man, that kills you, and we don't know what momentum goes on. And we have to have people that are playing, that are in charge, that are leaders. That's the tough part. Usually amongst the players, and yes, I understand. Our linebacker didn't come back, but just didn't seem like anybody was in charge out there.
Well, here's what reality is. Like I said before, it's not about we're asking a group of young players, you know, to actually lead us. Like who's our veteran leader on offense that has experience? You know, we really don't have a guy like that, you know? So even if you look, can you guys think of one?
Yeah, well, certainly Mike Minnitt, the center. I mean, he's a redshirt.
I know, but think about it. He's a center. Right. So that's what it is. It's not about, listen, it's not about, can your center really get in your quarterback's face or your running back's face or challenge your receiver or so on?
I know you have. I mean, it's been different, and I know the NFL, maybe I've seen it, though, and we've had guys that we weren't, you know, again, I wasn't too fond of playing center, but I understood why they had to act the way they acted. I mean, to be honest, they weren't, as my mother would say, they weren't going to be my drinking buddy. I got, you know, and if it's not him, almost everybody's
I'm not knocking it, big dude, but what I'm saying is this, in terms of passion, it's like, so for example, if it's a receiver saying, you know what, all right, if y'all ain't going to play, let's go throw me the ball. I don't care if I'm double covered, triple covered, throw me the ball. You know what I'm saying? And they make a DeAndre Hopkins type play, you know, from this past week, you know, then, you know, that's what I mean. In terms of center, it's not that he don't have a voice, but he doesn't get the ball, you know? So it becomes like, you know what I'm saying? You can't take it over. You can't take it over, you know? So I remember when we played Nebraska when I was there, the guys was playing flat and so on. And they ran a reverse, and I tracked the reverse down. And I got it for maybe a 3-yard gain. And when I hit the guy on the sideline, I knew I had to do something to get my guys up. And I was standing, like I hit, Coach Paterno was there, Coach Johnson was there, everybody started screaming, and I just jumped up and I just started screaming, like just hollering, ah! And when I did that, everyone just went crazy. And next thing you know, we just turned it up. And we beat them, 45-7 or something like that, 45-3. But that needed the spark. They was getting first down. I was like, this is the 8th play. What's going on?
Right. And I think that what you're saying is basically what I'm talking about. Who's the emotional leader? You know, the young man on defense that did make a big play was Smith, number 12. You know, he got So now he has to expect to make those plays, regardless of. He said it was almost like a great play. Yeah, he expected. I think we've had some young guys. Who's the other young kid? Parker Washington coming up.
Parker, he's playing solid ball.
That's what I like. The fact that it's there. And I think we talked about this last year when they were going through not too rough of a spell, but just expecting to do well. And I think your emotional takeover was. And I expect me to do well first, and I expect y'all to follow along. So that's
exactly.
That's what I'm saying, you know. And looking at that, and I saw that in them in that comeback. That was my point. I can't say I don't take it away. I saw that. Who's the other young man they left in the tackle? Wallace, number 79. I mean, Wallace was moving Will Fries the guard, and they kept DJ out because I was like, what are they doing? Combination was working, and somebody was doing something, you know, and without the, one or two other plays, I mean, I think this, if you ask me this week, I think Washington makes that play that he may not have been able to make last week. About Dotson, too. Yeah. I mean, Dotson just got added to the Lindekoff list, which is great, but, you know, somehow we got to figure out how to get the ball to fire move, you know, 3-4 yard pass. You know, we got to figure it out, you know.
I agree. Totally agree.
The thing I think it worked good is, I mean, at time of possession, we beat Nebraska. We doubled
200 yards more overall.
Exactly. We doubled them in first downs. You know, it's all has to start coming together and clicking. You know, that's what's going to have to happen here if we're going to turn it around. The stupid mistakes, you gotta make it happen. That's really badly. The turnovers really kill you. All the time, especially when they were turnovers before. That really hurts them in the points.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, here we are looking at Iowa. We have coming up. You know, they lost Purdue, they lost Northwestern. Yet, though, they beat Michigan State and Minnesota. So this is going to be a tough game. This isn't going to be any cakewalk with Iowa.
That's a road game too, right?
No, we're home. We're home up here.
Oh, we're home? Okay, cool.
3:30 kickoff. Yep. 3:30 kickoff. We're home.
That's good. I'll be able to see the game, but I mean, I think like Jimmy's saying, though, hopefully they're understanding that the shoes on the other foot for the other squad. Like you said, every win is. I don't care what Penn State's record is. Every win against Penn State is a big win.
Sure.
Of course.
They come here to do this, and every year, I mean, we've seen them win some games that they come right down to the end with a field goal.
Yeah, trust me, on their record, it's not going to be a C for COVID.
No.
A win's a win, man. And over the years, they've always played us tough. They always seem to come through sometimes at the end and beat us. So we really need to get up playing this game.
Yeah, and that's going to be the tough part with the bowls. I mean, you got conferences with their different methods of handling these games in a cancer, you know. Some people are saying no contest, and other people are rescheduling it. That's going to be the difficult part about the bowl. How do you do that? How's it going to make sense to know who the top 4 teams in the league in the NCAA are?
Well, you're going to have conference games, and it's bowls. The bowls are going to become interesting. It comes down to dollars and cents at the end of the day.
Weren't there a couple that were canceled?
There could have been. Some of them could have been. But I think at the end of the day,
but there's certain states shutting down, though, right?
Well, Florida's not going to shut down. Depending upon the color of the state, if it's red or blue.
California put a curfew in place.
Well,
yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
they're grouping all together. They're the ones that are letting players use their image. I mean, they were the first ones with a lot. And California saying, quite frankly, you want to follow us or don't you? We're going to do what we got to do in our state. And I think you talked about that a few years ago. With the state taking a strong stance on a few things, it'll be interesting to see how things happen from here on out. Especially as what's that?
It's going to be real interesting. Even with the virus, if you're with a state like that, California's locked down, man. But California, I mean, I don't know how business is going to survive out there unless they keep taxing and spending. But California is locked down. So what are you going to do about the Rose Bowl? Jimmy, they're going to play that out in Arizona, buddy. Arizona's a red.
Ain't no roses over here.
I know, but they may just move it and say, "Hey, man, we're making the granddaddy of them all out there near you at Glendale."
Nah, they're not gonna do that.
Yeah,
our numbers is rising too.
Yeah, but see, the difference is it's the state, and if the state keeps things open and open for business, they may limit the number of people who can come and things like that. But I think California and or like New York with the Pinstripe Bowl, forget it, man. Ain't nothing going to happen there. But other states that are opened up like that, they can host the bowl there. Now, again, we're watching. You're going to get the TV money. So the TV money they may let the families come, things like that for the bowl games. But the other states that are open could host the bowl games. They get all the money for the TV rights and advertising. So. Man, it's going to be interesting see how that all shakes down for the Bowls. But I think because Penn State can play well and they got a good following, I can't see why, even with if it's a bad season, but let's say we get 2 wins, I can't see that they can't put us somewhere for some type of bowl because of the following, around the country.
We ain't going anywhere with 2 wins, I'll tell you that.
We can wind up down there. What's that bowl day game they have down there in Jamaica?
They don't give you no bowl game. You got to have at least 6 wins, right?
I don't
be bowl.
The following we got though, I think we can do it. Maybe
a 2-win bowl?
Or was the Bahama Bowl? What was that Bahama Bowl or something they got?
You go to the Bahamas with 2 wins? No. You get 2 wins, you don't deserve the Bahamas.
Well, but see,
they're winter training, man.
They may not be shut down with COVID, so they could say, "Hey, everybody from Penn State, we coming down there to that." They pack that stadium down there because they want that money from the people coming down to tourism. Wow. Well, hey, what can we say? After what do we got after all? What do we have after all? We with the schedule, I mean, it's not going to get any easier for us.
No.
Who do we have after Iowa? I was trying to get back here and take a look.
Let's see.
Trying to go back. Let me take a swing back.
Yeah, I was looking at the roster.
Take a look myself here.
We have Iowa, and then we have Michigan.
I think we're at Michigan, huh?
We are at Michigan. Yep. Then we go to Rutgers, and then the final game will be Michigan State. Wow. And we have them at home.
Well, what can I say? That's
yeah. So the best they can go is 4-4.
Yeah, that's what they're looking at here. And since it's a modified school, you don't think about that.
And they actually have a choice. They take one game at a time.
Yeah. If they take it one game at a time, I think we could possibly win out. if they come ready to play.
Now this is going to be interesting. We're supposed to play Michigan State here in State College on December 12th. That's, we could be in some snow up here by then. And even December 5th in Rutgers, Stephen, you get some snow out there depending upon how the people goes.
Hey, I expect snow. I mean, I like snow. Like, nothing wrong with that.
But it just seems so strange at the season's ending as late as it is like this. So, but it's going to be, hey, Jimmy, maybe because of the modified schedule, you can get 2 wins, you can still get football.
Nah. Shut up, Skip.
Why not? It's a short season.
Hey, what you think about Nebraska? Nebraska. Notre Dame this year.
Look good.
Aren't they?
Look at Skip. Skip is mad. He don't like Notre Dame.
I don't lose, man. But hey, they're playing some ball. We're like to do. They played Navy yet? Did they play Navy yet? I don't think they played.
No, not yet.
Yeah,
they beat Clemson though.
They did, man. I'd like to see the Navy. I'd like to see Navy beat them. That'd be awesome. So
you're a hater.
Well, hey, man, just because I'm a Marine.
I think seriously, playing against Notre Dame, I hated him. That's one of the best offensive lines I've seen in years.
Hey, Stephen, he used to be man. He didn't know what it was like. Yeah, he didn't know what it was like in that day. But I'd like to see, as a former Marine, which is part of the Navy, I want to see the Navy knock them off. That'd make my day. I'd make Navy season too. So what do we want to predict here for Iowa, guys?
Oh, man.
They got to.
They got to win. They got to
win. That's why I'm going to pick them.
You going to pick them? Pick that up. You taking Penn State?
I don't know no score or nothing. I think they got to win. I mean, it might be like a 17-14 game. They got to win.
What you think, Skip?
Every been wrong every week, man. I can't get it right, And I picked Penn State to win last week because I thought they'd do it. This week, I don't think they're going to do it. I don't think they're going to beat Iowa. Iowa plays a good ball.
Iowa always comes to play.
They do.
And they come to play and they run the ball.
They do.
And which helps them with time and possession and so on. I don't see them giving Penn State the ball like that. I don't see us stopping the run.
Right.
No, I would say this is the week where the defense makes a big play or two. That's what I think will be the difference.
I agree with that.
I think that what I saw with the defense in the second half last week, Jimmy, is that's a defense that those linebackers. When I first saw them play, like you said, I couldn't tell whether they felt like they even belonged out there. But I saw that. I mean, other than Smith had played last year, and I think that the Penn State squad Saturday, I think they're gonna. It's gonna be. Iowa's gonna be tough. It's gonna be a hard game. I'm gonna take Penn State there.
Wow.
Take it low, like 17-14.
17-14 Penn State?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you got, Skip?
The best around.
Yeah, Jimmy, I'm saying Iowa's going to win. I think there'll be more points in it. I think it'll be more like a 31-21 type of game with Iowa coming.
Oh.
It'll be what?
Wow.
31-21.
Yeah, well, and here's the thing. It's tough not to do it. That's not like I made it easy. I mean, we've given up 30 points every single game. I think we can't stop. And actually, I think we're okay. The team I'm most concerned about, y'all gonna laugh, is Rutgers.
Really?
I think we'll beat Michigan. I think we'll beat Iowa. We'll beat Michigan. Worry about Rutgers.
Well,
and we'll beat Michigan State.
Let's go ahead and pick Michigan because next week's Thanksgiving, so we'll take off that day. So when we come back the following week, we can give a recap of Iowa and Michigan. What do you want to pick? Do you pick Penn State to beat Michigan?
Hold on. I got.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jimmy.
I got Iowa 24-17.
Really? Okay. I'm sorry, buddy. I forgot. Yeah.
Nah, you go.
Yeah. So,
17-14 with what's number 93's name? Our long distance guy. I think he's
so you're picking low scoring, Jimmy, huh? You don't think they're going to score that much?
Hey, I don't think they'll put up 30 because Iowa don't score fast like that. So I wanted to say 27-17, right? I'm trying to I don't see them beating them by 10. I see it more. It's a possibility they could beat us by 10, but I don't see us scoring more than 20 points. So it'll be either 20, 27, I say 27-17. 24-17.
We're close. I'm thinking I'm throwing in a field goal by Iowa. That's what puts me up.
I don't see it coming down to a field goal. The game's gonna be over in the fourth quarter.
No, I agree. But I'm saying the reason I picked 31 is I'm throwing an extra field goal with Iowa running the ball down. Penn State may stop them at one time, but they'll get a field goal. That's why I said 21-31.
well.
Hey, I want Penn State to win, but they need a defensive score.
Oh yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They get a defensive score. That Penn State gonna win. Same score, just in reverse, which I would love to see.
Yeah.
But right now, right now I'm going 24-17 Iowa.
Yeah, I'd really like to see the defense force a turnover from the run game from Iowa. That's what I'd really like to see happen. They're not going to pass the ball out on us, but if we could force a fumble or two on a run game on them, that'll make a big difference. That'll be a big turnaround. That'll be a big boost for the defense and motivate the guys to get some points out of it. So you're right, Jimmy.
The game in Michigan is at Michigan, right?
The game is at Michigan.
Yeah, I got Michigan. I got Michigan 31-21. 32-24.
27-17 State.
Wow.
For Michigan?
Until Michigan changes their quarterback. Now, if Michigan keeps the same quarterback.
Yeah.
Now,
but here's the thing is, if Penn State keep the same quarterback.
I don't think they are. And I haven't heard any announcements. You're right. I'm going to say that, oh gosh, how do I say his name again? Levis? Yeah, well, you see, number 7 played a smart game last week. He did.
Yeah.
And I think they have confidence in him. I think they'll be behind them. It's not going to be anything earth-shattering, but I think them getting this win will be big. Them going to the big house, which is no longer the big house because of the crowd. Yeah. And Michigan,
no crowd, though.
Very mediocre team beyond that. And the quarterback is probably not as good as I've seen in years. Number 5. He is not.
I agree.
He's not going to lead.
I totally agree. But I would like to see if we make let's say if a announcement is made that we made a quarterback change, then I'll change my picks. But right now, what we have putting out there right now, come on, Michigan, right now with that old line, the way they was playing 9 guys, that's not cool. Like 9 guys, hey, come on.
Well, unless it's that. Well, I mean, listen, some of our better teams, we had enough linemen where we almost had to do that.
We're not doing that because of talent though right now, big dude.
I know. We have to find the combination. You're right. So I think some changes at quarterback. I think some changes at tackle. I think Will Fries has to start at guard this week. And we'll see how that goes. And that left side of that line, we'll have to see. I'm not, and again, it's not like Iowa is not only that good. Iowa is mediocre. This is probably about as mediocre team we're going to see in years.
Yeah. We better win it. That's all I can say. They got to get a win this week. But I'm with you, Jimmy, and I think your score is right on with Michigan. However, the Levis, I'll tell you what I liked about him. He didn't try to force the ball, and when he threw the ball, he was accurate.
Yep. I agree.
That's what I liked about him.
He should have been a starting quarterback from the gate.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, he keeps his head about him. He doesn't try to force a pass.
But we saw that last year when our quarterback was injured and he came out there. Like you know what I'm saying? We saw that last year. Like, come on.
Yeah, we talked about it. Yeah, you're right. I don't know what it is. Hey, man, it's the politics of the school, man, and what goes on that we don't see. So, but I like what I've seen so far, and it's really great. It's really great. You like something? What are you listening to? I hear somebody playing some music. What's he got?
That's my son. He at the table eating dinner.
Oh, okay. Hey, we'll hold you up, man. Yeah. You know, it's fastest thing on college football, man. It flies right by us all the time each week, man. It's awesome. Hey, well, I appreciate all of you, and man, I hope you and your families have a safe and good holiday. You're coming up. We still have a lot to be thankful for, man. I'm thankful for you guys. I'm thankful for being part of the football family at Penn State. I'm thankful for actually watching some football this year. We still got a lot to be thankful, even though it's some trying times.
No, but I say the same thing. Just thankful to keep this group of just outstanding men we have from the program. That's what keeps me going, and that's why I want those guys to understand that winning is the big thing, but being an outstanding man is even more important. But that's going to help you play better too. If you hold somebody else accountable. Being outstanding means you also have to, and I had to do that at work. I'm one of those guys that's too nice and all that other kind of stuff sometimes until they put the drill in you. And you know what? You got to almost be better than what you are to make sure that next man is better, to set the standard. And I thank the Lord for, and I do, for just being around. Great Thanksgiving and just a great family and everybody just there trying to bless me and me trying to get through this doctoral thing. Jimmy, I'm hurting, man.
Man, I'm so burnt out. You know what it is? We usually get a break from all this stuff when you go out to eat and everything else and go hang out and so on. So I'm so burnt out right now. But obviously, I'm thankful for this group of guys that we put together each week and so on. I'm thankful for our loved ones that's still around, and we know that God never makes a mistake. So as we continue to keep going and continue to keep going, continue to count our blessings and so on, and you know how they say tough times don't last, tough people do. So we just got to push them, count our blessings, and it's the same with the football. Like I was saying before, no, God don't make mistakes. So right now, this right here is building character for our guys, but it's also building character for us and allowing us to take a moment to just enjoy our family and our loved ones. And I know people who stopped speaking because of the politics and stuff, and people who started speaking because of the COVID and everything else and so on. So, it's nice to see, especially during these times, because we start, when you think of the holidays, you think about family. And given the way 2020 was, or is going right now, we all have to count our blessings and reflect, because it could be gone like that, So it's a blessing to still be here. It's a blessing to wake up and breathe every day, and I'm thankful for all of that.
Amen. Preach it, brother. Well said. Great. Well said.
Collection plate coming around in a second.
Couldn't end it with any better words than what you said, Jimmy. That's all.
I'm telling you. That's where I leave it. What Jimmy said, that's where I leave it, man.
All right. Hey, well, guys, I appreciate you all much, and Lord bless you and keep you, and look forward to catching you in a couple of weeks. Enjoy the holidays, everybody. Thanks for joining it. Got the big dude, Stephen Davis, the Grizz, Jimmy K. Knight, Skip Roberts. Look forward to catching you in a couple of weeks, and have a good holiday. Lord bless you all.
All right. Full time out.
Yeah, be cool.
Take care.